All right, so Kim Jong-un is acting more responsible than our own president. Here to react to that comment, senior fellow for the London Center for Policy Research, Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer. Tony, great to see you this morning.
Good to see you, Clayton.
Keith Ellison, your immediate thoughts to that comment?
He needs to figure out what side he's on, and clearly it's not on the side of America. Look, I don't mean to speak in such direct and blunt terms, but we are here because of the failure of diplomacy. And somehow this congressman fails to recognize and study history of how we got here. It's time for him to stop being a partisan and start being an American. And that's where we're at. This is not about anti-war. This is about the fact that we're trying to prevent war and end one, which actually started in 1951. So I do, with all due respect to the congressman, read the history books, figure out what side you're on, and move forward.
I fail to understand how the president's comments about locked and loaded, and if the North Korean regime acts, we're going to respond, how that is out of line.
Clayton, that's kind of the, if President Obama would have said that, he would have been applauded. And look, President, he's looking for his Goldilocks moment. He doesn't say enough on this issue, but he says too much on this. Look, this is all about trying to be very clear on consequences. This president is recognizing the fact that the situation in North Korea has gotten worse, not better, by the complete failure of diplomacy and the policy of appeasement for the past 30 years. So, he's making it as clear as he can that this is going to change, that now there will be the potential of and likelihood of military action, of continued provocations. And going back to Congressman Ellison's comment, look, it is not President Obama, President Trump, anyone else on our side who's been firing missiles across the Korean Peninsula trying to prompt a military response. And let me say something else really quickly. Something completely unreported here is the fact that North Koreans along the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, have had a 3,000% uptick over the past 8 years of provocations. That means small armed conflicts that are not reported. So, again, it's time for a new message to be sent, and President Trump is sending that.
Right. A missile fired towards Guam is a slap right to the face of America. And Chelsea Handler tweeting this yesterday: to all the generals surrounding our idiot-in-chief, the longer you wait to remove him, the longer your name will appear negatively in history, basically calling for a coup, a military coup in the United States, because somehow he's acting unhinged.
Well, look, Guam is U.S. territory, and let me be clear on this. If the North Koreans hit Guam with a conventional weapon or even come close, nuclear conventional, there will be a military response. Let me just be very clear on that. And to this point, look, this is what we call sedition. Title 18, I think, Section 215. And so I think Ms. Handler needs to be visited by the Secret Service, because this is calling for the removal, an illegal removal, of a duly elected president. And this is no small issue. I am completely fed up as a citizen of the left getting away with this complete, inappropriate and continuous call for the president's removal. He won. Get over it. Move on. And I think people like her, who are calling for essentially a violent overthrow of the president, need to be looked at seriously for what they're saying, because it is indeed, in this case, I believe, a violation of clear U.S. code. So.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be great for all Americans to try to come together on this issue.
I couldn't agree more, but she's not.
Yeah, unbelievable. All right, Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer, always great to see you, Tony. Thanks.
Great, thank you. Thanks, take care.